Hello class! Today you're going to learn about how to upload your video to iMovie and how to do some very basic editing. For some of you this might be a review, for others this might be the first time you're hearing about it, so that's why I thought I would make a video for you to go back to so that when you have questions you can go back and look at those, and also feel free to ask your neighbors for help on this so you can get the best movie you can make. So to start with, you just have to get your video into iMovie. So to do that, hopefully you've had it downloaded from your email. If you haven't done that yet, make sure you go to your email and download the movie or download it from your USB drive, wherever you have it. And once it's on your computer, then we can put it into iMovie. So once you're in iMovie, you're going to go to File and Import and Movies. From here, you're going to find your video. So if it's in a USB, you'd scroll down on this left side and your USB would be there. There's mine. If you put it into iPhoto, it would be here under Photos and Movies. If you put it into a download, if you downloaded it from the internet, then you would have to click on the computer's name and look for downloads, and that's where it would be. So I'm going to find my video, which is right here, and I would click Import, and then it'll take a couple minutes depending on how big the video is. So I already downloaded mine, so we don't have to take too much time. So now here my video is ready for me to use it. Okay, next what we're going to do is make a new project. So go to File and New Project. And you want to name your project something that makes sense. So something like your group members' names. For me, I'll put my name, APES Video Project. And then I don't change any of the other settings. They all look fine to me, and I click Create. Alright, so now the space over here is where your movie is. So right now it's completely blank. And then the space at the bottom of your screen is all of the movie clips that you have downloaded. So for me, I put my video on here and Chianti's video on here just so you can see what it looks like to have multiple clips. And in order to get your video clips into the workspace over here, you can click on your video and you get this yellow box, and you want to take the cursor over this yellow box and click and drag in order to get the entire video in there. So I'm going to click and drag the whole thing, and then just again click and drag it up into that space. And I would say, if you get any kind of pop-ups like this, just do whatever it's suggested. So it's suggesting me to change, so I'm going to click Change. Alright, and now my video is in my workspace. So if I were to export right now, this is the video that would that would be turned in, which is fine. And in order to get it to play back, just to make sure that it's what you want, you can just click on where you are in the video, where you want to be. I'll start at the beginning, and click the space bar, and it'll start to play back.
Look at this.
Okay, so that's my video, and it sounds good, so I'm ready to start editing now. And if you could hear, there was a little bit in the beginning where nothing was really happening, so I think I want to edit that out. You can do that in a couple ways, but the way that I would do is just to find where you want the video to start. So I'm going to put my cursor right about where I want it to start. And you would double click or do control click, and it gives you this pop-up box, and I would do split clip, which is going to split it into two different parts. Okay, so now I've got two different parts. I've got this part, which is the video that I want, and I've got this part, which is the video that I don't want. So I'm going to click on the video that I don't want and just click the delete button on my computer, and there it went. And if you make a mistake, you can always do Command Z, which does undo the problem. Or you can also go to Edit and Cut, and that'll also cut the clip out of your video. Okay, so that's how to remove a clip. Next, I know some of you took multiple shots that you want to put all together. So to put another clip onto this one, I would just go down and find the clip I want. So I'm going to take this one of the orange juice, and I'm going to get the whole clip and click on it and drag it up. And now as I play my video, I'm going to hit the space bar, and the two clips were joined together. So even though it looks like there's a little space between the clips right here, they were actually joined together, and that should work for you. So that's how you put clips together and how you can take them apart. So the next thing that you'll probably want to do is start working on some more advanced stuff with your videos. So one thing you're going to notice in your videos, especially if you took multiple different shots, is that the volume changes. And if you think the volume is too low or too high, it's really easy to change. So you just put your mouse over the clip that you're trying to change and click that blue box that comes up. Those are your settings. And because this one is about the noise level, you want to go to audio adjustments. So here you can see it says volume right at the top. So right now we're at 100% volume. I can move that up if it was too quiet, and then I'll make it louder. Or I can move it down if it's too loud and I want to get rid of some of the volume. I can also move it all the way to 0 if I didn't want the audio in that clip and I want to put something else over it. Okay, so that's how you change the audio. And click done, and then your changes will be saved. Another thing a lot of people ask is, what if I want to add music or sound effects? That's really easy also. So you just come over here to all these little keys over on the right side, and music is the music notes part. And it'll pull up some music. This is from my iTunes, so you probably don't have iTunes on your computer. But it'll have some sounds already downloaded onto the computer, which may or may not be exactly what you want. But if you do want to add some of these sounds, you can just kind of go through them, double click to listen, and click to stop. So let's say I wanted that. Maybe I like the sound of bubbles. So you drag the music onto the part of the clip you want. So if I just drag it generally, it'll play through the whole clip, but I don't want that. So I'm just going to drag it over this one part, and it's going to play just over that one part. So I'm going to play it so you can listen. Okay, so there you go. And the music, again, is real easy to change how much or how little plays. You just go to audio adjustments, and you can, let's say I don't want to hear the orange juice being poured. I could reduce the volume of the other tracks to 0 by clicking those two little buttons there. And that's going to make it so I can't hear the orange juice at all. Or it's supposed to. And then let's say the music's playing for too long or the sound is playing for too long. You can also do the clip adjustments and change how long the clip plays for. So I can shorten it so it only plays for part of my video and click done. And then it's done. Okay, so that's how you add music. The next thing that people ask about is, what if I want to add like pictures of something? Here, I would warn you, if you found a picture off the internet, you have to cite it. So only do that in cases where it's something you absolutely need and you're prepared to do a citation on it. Or it's a picture you took yourself, which is fine. If you went around and took pictures of, let's say, trash cans and you want to include those, please do by all means. So you would go over here again to the little symbols over here and click the camera. And you can upload pictures that have been loaded onto your computer. So you would need to load the pictures onto your computer, and then when you're ready, you can drag them into your video. So here's a cool one of me with a mosquito. So I'm just going to drag that into my computer. It automatically sets it in there for 4 seconds. If you don't want it in there for 4 seconds, you click this blue button, and you can adjust the clip adjustments, how long it goes. The cropping means you can crop out some parts of your pictures. And so now it plays. Okay, so pictures aren't the most interesting. I suggest that you stay away from those, so I'm going to delete that. But if there's something that you think is absolutely necessary, feel free to insert one of those. Okay, next. You might want to add text to your video. So there's a couple ways to do that. And first we go over to these symbols again and click the T for text. And there's 2 ways to add text. You can either add it on top of your video. Let's say you were saying some statistics and it was just kind of unclear and you want the audience to hear better, you could put the text right on top of your video, and we can do that like this. So I'm going to click this lower one. That looks good to me. There's a lot of different options though if you scroll down. So I'm going to click this one and I'm going to put it right on top of my video, right where I want it. Let's say right here. So I just clicked and dragged it onto my video. It looks like it went over the whole thing, but we can fix that. So where it says title text here, I click on it and I can delete it and I can write whatever I want. So I was talking about 4 drops per minute, so I'm going to put 4 drops per minute. And then if I click off of that, it's my text is there. So if you click on this blue pane here over on my workspace, that's the text. And so I can click and move that to wherever I want it now. So I'm going to drag it to where I actually wanted it. So I'm going to click on it and drag it. Oh, it's too long. It's not letting me drag it. So I'm going to double click it. And it's saying it's going for 40 seconds. So I'm just going to change that to 5 seconds. And done. Okay, so now I have a shorter version and I'm going to move it to where I wanted it. Right here at 4 drops per minute. So now I'm going to play it and see how it sounds. Okay, and so now it looks good. I like where my text is and I can move on. The other way you could insert text is to insert it all by itself. So if I were to just drag the same thing, but instead of putting it over my video like I did here, if I put it between spaces, then it's just going to create a screen that shows some text. So I can choose whatever the screen I want it to be. I'm just going to try a nice light blue. And again, I add my text. Let's say I want to have a thank you slide. So thanks to my mom for supporting me in this video. Okay. So now when I'm watching my video, I'm going to have this thank you slide that plays between these 2 clips. Okay, so now my video is getting all kind of confusing because I have so much stuff going on, but yours will be less confusing because you know what you want. Okay, so that's how you add text on top of the video. That's how you add text by itself in the video if you want a thank you slide or a credit slide or you want to insert some more facts. We learned how to make music in the video or sound effects. We learned how to cut parts of your video and how to splice or add parts of your video together. Yeah, I think that's the basic stuff that I want you guys to be able to do, and I want you to practice that today. And then when you have finished with your practice, I want you to practice exporting so you know how to save your video. So the way to do that, first you want to save it on your USB so that you have a copy for yourself. So you're going to go to Share and Export Movie. And you're basically saving your movie. Export means save. So you're going to go over here on the left and find your USB drive or my USB drive if you're using mine. And you're going to name it with, again, your name. And make sure you include the period. So my name, Barry, APES Video Project. Let's say I'm in period 4. Okay, and then you can leave these settings fine. They'll come out correctly, and then you want to click Export to export your video. So again, that's going to take a couple minutes that I don't want to spend right now, so I'm going to cancel it for mine, but you would click Export. So that saves it onto a USB. To turn it into me, I want you to also put it on YouTube. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to Share, and this time we're going to click YouTube. So mine's already filled out because I've done this before, but yours probably won't be. So you want to click Add when it says Account, and you want to put your Impact email address. So mine is my first name at es-impact.org. Yours is your first name _ last name at es-impact.org. Okay, that's my username. Click Done. Then you want to add your password, whatever your secret password is. That's mine. You can put the category as education because we're in an education class. Title it with, again, your name. And you can put APES Video Project, and again, please put your period number. So I'll say I'm in period 4 again. And right here is where everybody needs to make sure they're doing this correctly. It says make this movie personal, and we don't want to do that. So you want to make sure you uncheck that, because if it's checked, then that means I won't be able to see it. Only you can see it. And you want to make sure I can see it because I need to grade it, right? So don't click make this movie personal. If you want to make it personal later on, you can always go back and change that. Okay, so now I'm ready. I can click next. And this is just saying you have the rights to upload this video, which I do because I didn't use anything that wasn't my own. So I'm going to publish. And I'm not going to do that right now. It's going to take probably 5 minutes. So that's the end of the tutorial. That's how you save it onto your USB. That's how you save it to YouTube. And then once it's on YouTube, you'll go and find it, and you have to send it to me to make sure that I get it. Okay, so your task for today is to do that. I want you to practice adding pictures and movies, or pictures and music to one of your movies. And today is just a practice. You'll save all your work, and then on Wednesday and Thursday, you'll do the real thing. I want you to have a beautifully edited project for your final product on Friday. If you have any questions, please ask your neighbors first, because there's going to be a lot of people needing help today, and then I would love to help you if no one else can figure it out. Okay, see you soon. Good luck.